It is the 11th anniversary of the attacks on the World Trade Center in New York City, the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and Flight 93 that crashed into Shanksville, Pennsylvania. We are here this afternoon to reflect on that day, to unveil our Remembrance Memorial, Reaching Through the Shadow. It is hoped that our community will not forget what happened on September 11, 2001. Let us also remember the men from our community who lost their lives because of these attacks, and that will be followed by a moment of silence. William Abrahamson, George Kane, Stephen Driscoll, James Oakley, Greg Rodriguez, Thomas Sinton, Rendell Sprance, and Joseph Sakula. To accomplish this memorial, a volunteer task force came forward to donate their time, expertise, and devotion. We do not know one another. We never worked with one another. We do not have much experience in establishing a nonprofit organization or even building a memorial. So we all work together on our dedication, commitment, and fierce determination.
I'm honored and privileged to be part of a community that comes together to remember and honor the victims of September 11, 2001. 11 years ago, on a bright, sunny day such as this one, 9/11/2001, our nation was attacked by terrorists and our lives changed forever. It was right after Labor Day weekend. Families were back from vacations and our children were back to school. It was a new decade and a new century with all the promise of a new era in our country. Suddenly everything did change. Planes flew over this very location and river with their target, the World Trade Center. Another hit the Pentagon, and one crashed into a field in Pennsylvania. We lost over 3,000 beautiful and wonderful individuals on that very sad day who had left their homes that morning, as they always did, to go to their workplaces and destinations.
Dear friends and neighbors, we gather here today to bring into sacred communion this tortured beam, this rounded stone, and this serene shore. We dedicate this visible beam and stone and shore that we are now indivisible, and we are just all indivisible when we work and act together. We stand here today to remember the monstrosity visited upon all of us that clear and perfect September morning 11 years ago. Everyone feels pain, loss, fear, frustration, rejection, and loneliness. But each of us can feel joy and love and serenity and the presence of our world's boundless gifts. We must simply be open to these gifts with the actions of our heads, our hearts, and our hands. In order to forgive, we stand here today. In order to heal our grieving, we stand here today. In order to rekindle our resolve to live and to grow as these bushes will, we stand here today. In order to reaffirm the great resilience of our open society, we stand and sit here today. In order to fashion a new world from the shards of the old, we stand here today. And finally, in order to embrace all that we have in common with our brothers and sisters of all other nations, which so vastly outweighs our differences, we stand here today. This beam was hewn once by human hand and was rehewn by human hand on that day, and now rehewn again to rest here on this stone by this shore. This last hewing is driven by love and resilience. As surely as the sun will rise again each day, this beam, this stone, and this river will stand here for us, marking the hours of each day, whether we are present or not. We can take great comfort in that. We can find resilience flowing from that. No matter how dark the hours of yesterday, the sun rose today. Sunlight will come again each and every morrow forevermore. From the arc of that sun, our sun, this beam and this stone form their shimmering shadow, and the water sends its lapping tides ashore to the beat of the unending passage of time. We are all part of something much larger now. We are indivisible from this beam, this stone, and this shore. In order to dedicate this beam, this stone, and this shore as a place of resilience for ourselves and all those who may visit later, we stand here today, indivisible as witnesses before each other. Thank you all for coming as witnesses here today. May the resilience flow forth for us, our children, and their children. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for heroes who have shown their love for thee, who heard the call and gave their all to keep our nation free. America, America, may God thy guardian be. Protect thy right by His great might, and evermore shall be. Sing. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea.
There is still additional work to be performed within phase one, such as the masonry and the establishment of permanently establishing the medallions. Phase two will complete the memorial, and it will consist of a bronze statue of a woman reaching but not quite touching the beam, and a meditation guide for reflection and renewal, which we hope to plant here. Phase two is expected to be finished next year, September 11, 2013. As memento of the day, I would like you to take, if you wish, take a piece of the gneiss boulder from this rock that was chipped away to form the canal. And I ask you to, and also there are flowers for you to take to place down if you wish. Then walk around the memorial to remember that day and those we lost. And feel the strength and the power that we have as a nation and the people. Thank you.